Video on. There we go.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. How was the bike ride?
Oh, it was lovely. It was really nice. Although, obviously, I didn't give myself any particular location to go to, so I just kind of cycled randomly, and then, got lost and tried to navigate my way home, which was fun.
Nice. So do you want to introduce yourself? Do you want to introduce you?
Whatever you want, really. I can introduce
Okay.
myself if you want.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Silas. Go on.
Well, okay. I was gonna say Silecta because that's what I know you as.
Silas is even better, yeah.
Yeah, you're a DJ and BBC Radio 1 Extra and Radio 2 producer.
That's right, yeah.
Yes. And we met at the Teen Radio Awards 2019.
Yep.
Yeah, between the whole open bar consuming, I actually ended up making some, connections in the radio industry, and I'm really happy I did. Yeah. Is that right? Anything else you want to add?
Well, yeah, that's how we met. I guess I don't really know what else to add. It's quite, especially in this industry, it's hard to kind of pin yourself down as to what you do, because you have your professional role, but I think most of us also on the side, like, I don't know, make music or DJ or have a podcast or a radio show.
And you do all of them.
Yeah, I kind of dabble in lots of things. By no means professional in any of them. I guess my profession, if you want to call it that, is radio production.
Dope. So how are you experiencing the lockdown in London? How is it as bad as it sounds, or?
Being totally honest, I feel guilty for saying that it's not been bad at all, really. I mean, I miss collective events like parties and raves and stuff like that. But in terms of like my work, it's actually been, as you can imagine, it's people have never wanted radio as much as right now. People have never wanted podcasts and content as much as right now. So my work has been very much on, and very much, I've probably had more to do than I would if we weren't on lockdown. So because of that, it's been quite nice, really. I think I'm quite lucky to have quite a nice setup at home, so I can do all my work pretty efficiently without having to be in the office.
Yeah. Sadly, our studios are closed, and they're all the way in Bath, and I'm in Athens, so I'm just using my beats and my mic there, whatever I can, because I forgot my mic in Bath. Very clever. But yeah, how's the work at like BBC? How are you guys coping? Like doing everything online?
Yeah. So it's interesting because with BBC, obviously the show must go on. People still need radio. It's a public service essentially. So a lot of the main shows, like your daytime, drive time, breakfast, etc., they are all still live from the studios. But the rule is like only one person in the studio at a time. So a lot of them are working with like your main presenter, and then your main producer is in like a booth next door, for example.
Okay.
So I've been going in on the odd day to produce Uncle Trevor, and the specialist show I produced on One Extra, I've been doing completely from home. Also, with all of that, the schedules have been kind of reshuffled completely again to minimize the amount of people going into the studio. So what was a 2-hour specialist show, I'm now producing a 3-hour specialist show, which is all fun and games until you have to send a 3-hour full quality WAV file with really poor internet.
Damn. Yeah, that's definitely a hard thing to do.
Yeah, lots of sending huge files over the internet.
And as like a DJ and as your personal like work that you're doing, how has that been affected? Any good, like how in terms of creativity, productivity, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, I think it's actually been quite nice. It's given me a good opportunity to be more creative. Such things as like live streaming. I've got really into I'm a bit of a tech nerd. I think. I've like found out like various ways I can like make live streaming as techie as possible. So I've spent a lot of time actually going back and reading books that I read at uni, reminding myself how kind of signal processing works and stuff. I've made a couple of videos like kind of YouTuber like content, just being prat and doing quizzes and stuff. As a DJ generally, I think the ones of us who have a setup at home have been blessed with an opportunity to do stuff like live streams, to record mixes from home and give them out to the public or fans or whoever. And then there are others who unfortunately really rely on the club or the radio studio, who have probably suffered a bit more. I think I don't produce music as much as a lot of other people, but for music producers, I think it's been a kind of welcomed time as well, because it's given them a great opportunity to stay at home, make music, get better at whatever music it is they make. And also platforms like Bandcamp have been great for kind of waiving the fees, so producers get all the revenue rather than having to give a cut to these corporations.
Definitely. And that's what I've been trying to like see what's going on with this project, to talk to artists and see how they've been using this time. And apart from like just producing and writing music, people have told me that they've used this time to kind of like reflect in who they are as an artist as well, which is super important, in my opinion, in their opinion, obviously. So I think obviously it's a bad situation to be in most ways, but I guess it's not that bad.
Yeah. You said something really interesting there. I think as an artist especially, you get really caught up in kind of giving people what they want. And when you're not in the clubs or out and about generally, then you don't really know what people want. So all you have to play with is who you are.
Exactly.
So I think it's quite a welcoming time for artists for that reason as well.
Would you want to go get in detail about any specific projects you've been working on, or?
I've put together a little radio show recently, just for fun. Basically, I've got my little, like lapel mics that like news presenters have. So I remember at university, we did a lot of binaural recording, which is, for those who don't know, it's like where you get 2 lapel mics and put them on your collar to kind of mimic ears, essentially. And I just went for walks, because you're allowed 1 walk a day, apparently.
Yeah.
So I've gone out for walks and just recorded kind of atmospheres, recorded sounds around me, and then listened back to them. And obviously you've got that great spatialness, because it's like your left ear and your right ear. And I thought I'd put together a radio show kind of playing out how my morning routine goes. How can I describe it? It's sort of like a radio show, but from the perspective of someone who's getting ready for the day.
That's cool.
I'm like presenting it, but then you hear me brushing my teeth and then having a shower and then going out and going for a run, and you kind of hear all this whilst I'm still talking, so it kind of creates this sort of in their head voice, but then you hear the experience of what they're doing.
That's dope.
Like Peep Show. If anyone's watched Peep Show, you know how they have their in their head voice.
Yeah. Dope. So what are you doing to keep yourself sane?
That's a good question.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Am I sane? Were you gonna ask?
I was gonna say, are you keeping sane or no?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm lucky that I haven't been furloughed and I've got a lot of work on. So Monday to Friday, I'm still very, very. Although I don't see as many people, I'm doing my normal kind of routine.
Definitely, yeah.
And then just going for runs a hell of a lot. I love running, and it's a good excuse to get outside a bit.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest challenge, apart from, sending those large files?
I think it's just generally not seeing people. Like I'm quite an extrovert, and I do quite like the environment of an office or a party space.
Yeah, I feel that, yeah.
And I just miss seeing people I don't even consider friends, but I see every day. I kind of just miss them.
Definitely. Do you have a quarantine playlist? And what's on it?
Oh, okay. Maybe this is sort of self-promo again.
Do it.
But I've kind of coined this term recently called channeled erraticism. And it's this idea that when I'm working away, I'm not sure if you get this, but when I'm working away and I have a mix on, there's a certain like kind of ferocious type of techno that I like to listen to, which kind of stimulates me to work really like fast and effectively. And I've called it like channeled erraticism because my mind is like, it's erratic, it's all over the place, but it's leading in one very clear direction.
I've never heard anything like that, but that's dope. So yeah, you have you have a mix made.
Yeah, it's obviously of everyone, like other people's music, but I put out a mix for Represent Radio a couple of weeks ago, and it's like, yeah, very much that kind of techno. It's like that's mad, dope. Percussive, but it's leading somewhere. So that would be my playlist. Floating Points' album would be in my playlist, and
oh, sorry, you got cut.
Floating Points.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What was the name of the album? I can't actually remember the name of the album. That's a great album. And Second Language by Minus Science. They're definitely albums on. Maybe there's another album. Little Dragon's recent album was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been delving into albums rather than individual tracks.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Did any music that people put out during this time like stand out to you? Like Mahalia's project. I remember we were talking about Mahalia.
Yeah.
Anything like that?
Listen to it.
Or like I love Childish Gambino's project. It took a whole pandemic for him to release it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a few albums that have been put out, and it's hard to say if they'll put out during this time.
Yeah.
They might have been recorded like a long time ago. But in terms of like more kind of vocal music, maybe Little Dragon's album. Again, sorry, I'm really bad with names. I can't remember the name of the album. But Little Dragon's album was a real moment, I think. I've listened to that when I'm just walking about the house, tidying up maybe.
Dope. Okay, so I know that you started from student radio and now you're like producing Trevor Nelson, which is dope, I think. To anyone watching, listening, would you give any specific advice to what they can do, and especially like during these tough times that we have plenty of time, but you know, we're kind of stuck. So yeah, any word of advice for anyone?
For someone particularly trying to get into radio?
Yeah, because obviously like that's where this is, you know, going out, student radio, University of Ball.
Yeah.
I don't think I mentioned it. Maybe I did. Well, yeah.
I would say utilize free platforms. Like YouTube is free to upload to. I mean, Mixcloud, SoundCloud. There's all these platforms that, you know, are spaces for us to put our creativity into. So just use those platforms as much as possible. And it's not even about a lot of people hearing them. It's about the right people hearing them.
Yeah.
Like, never be afraid to like contact people in the industry, whether they be radio producers themselves or presenters. Never be afraid to contact them, because the reason we do it is because we love it. And, you know, we all came from the same place. So we all have a great respect and time for people who have come from that same place as well. So yeah.
Definitely. Thank you. And I guess final question. What's the first thing you're doing when all of this is over and we're back to normal? As normal as I can be.
I'm gonna go and see my mom, I think.
Aww.
Yeah, I've spoken to her like every day, but it's just weird not. I mean, I don't see her all the time anyway, but just not being allowed to makes it ever like a bit more hard. Definitely. So yeah, see my mom, and definitely go to a club and chat to randomers in the smoking area.
Yeah, that's actually like I miss that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to have a quick chat, and I hope everything goes well with radio and your projects. And yeah.
Likewise. Thank you. How's Greece? How's Athens?
Oh yeah, actually we just came out of lockdown like Monday, so it started to ease up now. But I haven't really felt much difference because I still got a bunch of deadlines to do and uni hasn't stopped and stuff. But yeah, it's getting better, I think.
So when you say you've come out of lockdown, does that mean you're allowed to be in big groups and stuff now?
No. Well, okay. So how it was here, we had to text the government like when we were leaving the house. So we had to send like your name, your address, and like 1 out of 6 reasons that you were allowed to go out. So like exercise or at a supermarket or whatever. So that stopped, and then some stores have started opening up. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. And I guess you can still meet, but not more than 10 people, I think.
Wow.
But, yeah. It really hasn't changed much for me because I'm still kind of scared to go out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. But I guess it's better. I still want to come back to the UK though, because all my things are still at the house in Bath, and I have a placement next year, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, it's better, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, good luck. Thanks for thinking of me as well.
No worries. Thank you for doing this, and yeah, have a great day.
Catch you soon.
Bye.